Hello everyone, my name is Nurhayati and I'm from English B, Tour and Travel Business. Here, I want to provide related documents and terms and conditions that must be prepared if you want to go to Hong Kong. First, there is a list of documents that must be prepared, including 1. Name 2. Passport number or Hong Kong identity number 3. The original test report document from the laboratory or health institution conducting the nucleic acid test. 4. A letter issued by the relevant authority from the government where the laboratory or healthcare institution is located. This letter must state that the laboratory or healthcare institution is recognized or approved by the government. 5. Confirmation of hotel room reservation in Hong Kong for no less than 14 days starting on the day of arrival in Hong Kong. This confirmation can be printed or displayed in digital format and must be written in English. Tourists who have a home address or residence in Hong Kong will also be required to undergo a 3-day quarantine of the hotel, and documents number 1 until 4 must be written in English or Chinese. In addition, before checking in, tourists will also be asked to fill out a form regarding their travel history for the last 14 days. Then, tourists are also required to fill in the Hong Kong Ministry of Health online health declaration form and show the generated QR code to Cathay Pacific staff, which code can be in printed or digital form. Travelers who cannot meet this requirement will not be allowed to travel. However, this new requirement does not apply to passengers transiting through Hong Kong. Then, in detail about the documents that must be prepared, such as negative rapid antigen test result must be in English or Chinese, which shows 1. Name that match the travel document. 2. Samples are collected within 24 hours prior to the scheduled departure of your direct flight to Hong Kong. There is also a vaccination record requirement if you have been vaccinated. As documentary evidence, tourists must present a vaccination record in the printed or digital form written in English or Chinese. Other terms and conditions for vacationing in Hong Kong include quarantine. In Hong Kong, tourists must quarantine in hotels for 3 days and use masks both indoors and outdoors. The quarantine rules for Hong Kong tourists are 1. Completely vaccinated and have a vaccination record recognized by the relevant authorities. 2. Undergo a nucleic acid test before departure within 48 hours with a negative result, except for children under 3 years. 3. Travelers who have previously been infected with COVID-19 may not be required to undergo a nucleic acid test prior to departure to board a flight to Hong Kong if they have evidence to show that they were infected with the virus during the previous 14 until 19 days and have recovered. 4. Travelers are required to book a quarantine hotel for 3 nights and will be transferred to a quarantine hotel by transportation designated by the authority. 5. Travelers must follow the 3+4 quarantine, namely mandatory quarantine at the designated quarantine hotel for 3 nights, followed by medical supervision for 4 nights. 6. Travelers must complete the health and quarantine information statement before boarding and show the health declaration QR code generated after the statement is complete at check-in to be verified by the relevant airline. 7. Travelers must be subject to a test and hold arrangement consisting of a PCR test and a rapid antigen test at the airport upon arrival in Hong Kong. 8. Travelers undergo a nucleic acid test on the day of arrival, 2nd, 4th, 6th, and 9th day of arrival in Hong Kong. Also, a daily rapid antigen test is required until the 10th day of arrival in Hong Kong. 9. Travelers are required to install or update the Leave Home Safe mobile application to a new version or higher, and to ensure that the relevant mobile devices can connect to the internet. 10. During quarantine arrangement, travelers must be subject to the Amber Code restriction under the vaccine pass of the Leave Home Safe mobile app and are not allowed to enter high-risk places involving activities or groups such as restaurants, bars, and others. However, apart from the required documents and terms and conditions, I will also provide other information such as immigration and customs, as well as cabin and baggage condition on the plane that you will use before going to Hong Kong. Here, I use Cathay Pacific Airlines. Immigration and custom process in Hong Kong are clear and efficient. Here, we've got all the info you will need to ensure you are prepared for a smooth entry so you can just get on with what's most important, having a good time in the city. First, immigration. In general, all visitors to Hong Kong must have a passport that is valid for at least 1 month after the period of their intended stay in Hong Kong. However, documents issued to stateless persons must be valid for a minimum of 2 months after the period of intended stay. Nationals of most countries do not require a visa to enter Hong Kong for tourism and can stay for periods varying from 7 to 180 days depending on nationality. If you are unsure of your status, please check with any Chinese embassy or consulate. More than 100 countries and territories have representative office in Hong Kong. Hong Kong Special Administrative Region Travel Pass. This pass provides simplified immigration procedures for frequent business travelers who hold valid passports and are eligible to come to Hong Kong without a visa or entry permit for the purpose of a visit. And there is a eligibility criteria. First, you must have a genuine need to visit Hong Kong frequently. Second, you must have previously visited Hong Kong on 3 or more occasions, not including site visits to the mainland of China or Macau, in the 12 months prior to the applications. And third, the Director of Immigration must be satisfied that your visits may bring substantial benefits to Hong Kong. Pass holders may use Hong Kong residence counters for simplified immigration clearance procedures. And there is also frequent visitor e-channel. Frequent visitors to Hong Kong can now enjoy the convenience of computerized self-service e-channels, which provide quick and easy immigration clearance. And there is a eligibility criteria. 1. Age 18 or above. 2. Holding a valid travel document that where appropriate valid multiple visit visa. 3. Holding one of the following documents: HK Star Travel Pass, APEC Business Travel Card with HKG printed on the reverse side, Frequent Flyer Program membership card issued by airlines which have joined this scheme, and please inquire with your airline for details. 4. For passengers not holding one of the documents mentioned in Item 3, holding valid travel document which is not required to have entry visa or permit for entering Hong Kong SAR, have made visits to the Hong Kong SAR by air via the Hong Kong International Airport no fewer than 3 times in the past 12 months immediately before enrollment for the e-channel service. And 5. Or less, no adverse record in the Hong Kong SAR. Successfully enrolled visitors can use the frequent visitors e-channel at all control points. The second is customs. All visitors entering Hong Kong must go through customs clearance and declare any dutiable commodities exceeding duty-free quotas. And for the points to note, there are 1. Import and export of commonly found prohibited or controlled items including dangerous drugs, arms, weapons, animals, plants, endangered species, meat, and poultry is governed by Hong Kong's laws. 2. Any import or export of these items must be accompanied by a valid license, permit, or certification issued in advance by the relevant authorities unless exempted by law. And 3. While legal in some countries, various personal protection devices such as mace, spray, and stun guns are prohibited in Hong Kong. 4. Persons entering or leaving Hong Kong are required to declare or disclose the possession of currency or bearer negotiable instrument totaling more than 120,000 Hong Kong dollars to the Customs and Excise Department. And the next is airport security. All passengers departing from Hong Kong International Airport are required to show their boarding passes and travel documents to airport security personnel at the departure's immigration hall. And there is also carry-on baggage. Departing visitors and those in transit should note that intense security measures are now in effect at Hong Kong International Airport. Visitors are reminded not to include any sharp object with points or blades in carry-on luggage, such as knives, cutters, scissors, razor blades, or household cutlery. Pack such items in your check-in luggage. Restrictions also apply to carry-on liquids, gels, and aerosols, which must be in containers no bigger than 100 ml and placed in a single transparent reusable bag with a capacity not exceeding 1 fire. Maximum 1 bag for passengers. And for more information regarding cabin and baggage, here I use Cathay Pacific Airlines. The first is cabin baggage. There is a cabin baggage allowance. And if you have questions like, what is my carry-on baggage allowance? Customers with a reserved seat are entitled to 1 piece of carry-on luggage and 1 additional small item, which includes small handbags, laptop bags, small backpacks, camera bags or briefcases. You may also carry other necessary items such as small camera or a walking stick on board. The next question is, are pets allowed in the cabin? Aside from service dogs, pets are not allowed in the cabin. Your pet will need to travel as check-in baggage or in cargo. If you want to travel with your animals, Cathay Pacific Airlines will treat your pets as if they were their own. Their safety and comfort is a top priority. And if you need your service dog to be with you at all times, you are welcome to bring it into the passenger cabin with you. Otherwise, your pet must travel as checked baggage or cargo. And the next question is, what kind of portable electronic devices can you bring on board? Small handle portable electronic devices such as smartphones, mobile phones, and tablets are accepted and may be used throughout the flight, provided they are in flight safe or airplane mode with Wi-Fi functions disabled. Larger electronic devices such as laptops, notebooks, and portable DVD players are accepted, but may only be used during boarding and in flight. Before we discuss what conditions I must comply with regarding aircraft baggage, I will inform you that Cathay Pacific Airlines is progressively moving away from a weight allowance to a piece allowance policy, and your baggage allowance is listed on your ticket itinerary and in the managed booking. Then, note, if your flight class is upgraded with an upgrade bid, your baggage allowance is still based on your original ticket allowance. There is free flight checklist. Please take note of the following notes. 1. Place sharp items into checked baggage if you are carrying nail scissors, leather knives, or anything sharp and pointed. You will have to place them into checked baggage. 2. Check your luggage for prohibited items and items with restrictions. 3. Limit the amount of spare batteries you travel with. And last, 4. Be mindful of your luggage allowance. The next information is traveling with smart bags. If you are traveling with a smart bag, you must be able to remove the battery in case the bag has to be checked in at any point during the journey. And you must remove the lithium batteries and carry them in your cabin baggage. This will be treated in accordance with existing spare lithium battery requirements. And for transfer baggage, we will be able to through check your baggage to your final destination if you are holding connecting itineraries booked on a single ticket, connecting between flights operated by Cathay Pacific, traveling on separate tickets involving connections with our airline partners, provided that your journey begins with Cathay Pacific. And a through check may not be possible if your travel begins with an airline that does not provide this service, due to local custom restriction and requirements. There is items that qualify as a single piece of luggage. The following articles count as one piece, 158 cm in total dimensions, regardless of their actual dimensions. 1. One sleeping one bag or bedroll, one rucksack, knapsack or backpack, one pair of snow skis with one pair of ski poles and boots, one snowboard and boots, one water surfing board, 158 centimeter, regardless of weight, one golf bag containing clubs and accompanying golf shoes, one double type bag or type 22 bag, soft-sided and zippered bags with side panels that can be opened with a zipper, one suitably packaged bicycle, one pair of standard water skis or slalom water skis, and suitable packaged fishing equipment consisting of 2 rods, one reel, one landing net, one pair of fishing boots, and tackle box. There is also traveling with sporting firearms, and sporting firearms consist of one rifle case containing not more than 2 rifles, 50 kg of ammunition, one shooting mat, noise suppressor, and small rifle tools, 2 shotgun and 2 shotgun cases, one pistol case containing no more than 5 pistols, 5 kg of ammunition, noise suppressors, one pistol telescope, and small pistol tools. Then there is baggage allowances involving other carriers, free baggage allowance and extra baggage carrier charges for flights that involve one more other airlines, not Cathay Pacific, rely on a new method of calculation. This is an agreement with the new baggage policy from the International Air Transport Association, bringing mobility and assistive devices on board. If you use a mobility aid or assistive device to get around, Cathay Pacific wants to help you understand what you can bring free of charge. It depends on the nature of the device and the route you fly. Acceptable items include portable electronic medical devices, canes, walkers, crutches, wheelchairs, and wheelchair accessories. Such devices help passengers with a disability in their everyday life. Equipment used by a service animal that helps the animal work will also be considered an assistive device. Food for a service animal is not regarded as equipment and would have to be checked in or carried as hand baggage following our regulations. Please note that wheelchairs are subject to stowage criteria. Take note of your route to see what you can bring along free of charge. And for the last information is flying on a multi-leg flight in different classes. Your ticket is determined by the most significant carrier, which determines baggage allowance for air travels. And there is the information I can provide. Hopefully this information can be useful. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.